Hey everyone, welcome to episode 18 of the Eventual Knits podcast. My name is Leah Via and I am your host. I am known as Eventual on Ravelry and Miss_LJV on Instagram. Thank you so much for coming today. I am really feeling the podcast vibes, feeling the Vlogmas vibes. I don't know if you are Vlogmas watchers or not. I actually didn't really start watching vlogs, knitting vlogs, until this year. I didn't really know what they were about. So in preparation for this year's Vlogmas, I did watch a bunch of vlogs to see like how people do them. Like what are the different styles? Is there like anything specific that people do? And I think I found a pretty good balance. Mine tend to be a lot of B-roll with a little bit of talking. I feel like we're only on day 8. I feel like I should do a little bit more talking, but I also think it's fun to just film and like show like what's going on in the world. And I don't know, it's tough. It's tough to feel like no one's gonna think this is interesting, and but I do find it interesting when it's other people, you know? So I don't know. I mean, I still have several days, more than 2 weeks left. About 2 weeks. About 2 weeks left of Vlogmas. Yeah, so I have exactly a half an hour until Courtney gets here, my friend. So I need to hurry up and get going. Today is December 8th, 2019, and it has been 2 or 3 weeks since I last recorded. I do not have my whether or not for November finished. I just have a little bit more to go on that, and so I will show it at the end of the year when it's complete, when I have done a full year of knitting for 365 days. So I don't actually have any finished objects for this podcast. I have a ton of whips to show you, however. I didn't actually prepare too much for this podcast, so anything that I forget, I will make sure to put in the show notes in terms of patterns and yarns. But the first thing that I have this sock completed. I don't think I showed this last time. So this is it's like very Merry Christmas, or Very Christmas, something with a lot of rhyming with berry and Merry, or Merry Berry Christmas, something like that. I have completed one sock for this pattern. This was the first time that I have actually tried doing a toe. So the pattern calls for you to decrease. You know how when you're knitting a sock and you tend to decrease on the edges, right? Like you do the knit 2 together, knit 1, slip, slip, knit, right on the edges of the heel, or oh my god, you guys, on the edges of the toe, if you're doing top-down socks. Well, the pattern said to do it like kind of a little bit in, so it's just like a couple stitches, or a few stitches on either side, and then on each do that on the center. And so I did that. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I think it's fine. It made it harder when I was Kitchenering the toe to like know which ones, how to like decrease within the pattern for the toe, but it still turned out pretty good. So I'm not disappointed. I am currently on the second sock, and I just finished the heel and heel turn. So this first sock I knit in, I did all US 1 all the way down, but for the second one I did this part, the cuff and the leg, in size 2, just to see if that maybe feels better, especially this part, the stretchy part. I know I say this like every time, but I have pretty big calves and small ankles and small feet, but big calves. And so socks tend to be pretty tight on my calf. And I'm curious to see if knitting at least the cuff in a bigger size, if that helps, or if it falls down. I don't really know. Like my cuff is probably, I don't know, 5-6 inches. And so because of that, it's a little bit longer than the other sock, and so the coloring, the striping is off, but as I like to say, I don't really care if the striping matches or not. And also, I was kind of a dummy, and I knit one round in this color, so I definitely have to start the gusset in the emerald green, or in the pine tree green, evergreen. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this pattern. I'm loving how these socks are turning out. I cannot wait to wear them. So happy. The next work in progress that I have for you is another sock. It is a pattern by the just released book by Hunter Hammersen. It is a pattern that involves cabling and fun little like designs. It's in her book Shoreland. It says, socks suited for scrabbling over rocks, splashing through tide pools, staring at the sea, and whatever else tickles your fancy. One of my favorite things about this book is it gives you a spot to put people's measurements for their socks. I don't know why, it's just nice to have a book in a book, like exactly good measurements for people so that you can work on socks. And so now at Thanksgiving, I asked family members if they wanted socks knit for them at some point. Made no promises about when those socks would be knit, if ever, but at least I have the information, right? So that was cool. The socks that I am working on are called Flowed, and they look like this. Look at how cool that is. I love Hunter Hammersen's patterns. This was actually the one that gave me the idea. I know that cabling tightens up knitting more than other stitches, but still, the idea of starting the leg or doing the leg in one size bigger than what you normally do just made me want to try it on other socks because it looks really nice. The yarn that I am using is Thanksgiving colorway yarn by, I believe, Mockingbird Fiber Company. It is, oh, maybe it's not. I will fix it. Anyway, the yarn is the one where Rachel wasn't supposed to put beef in the trifle, and I believe this is just like jam. I love it. Like, I love all the little speckles and spots. Rachel put so many things in the trifle that she was and was not supposed to put in the trifle, and I really am attached to yarns that have names that are meaningful to me. Even if it's not a colorway that I would normally think of, if it has a name that is meaningful or special, I'm gonna want whatever that yarn is. And this is no exception. The one where Rachel put beef in the trifle, when the one where Rachel wasn't supposed to put beef in the trifle, is an iconic Friends episode, and I am so happy to have yarn in that. I'm so happy to have yarn in those colorways. So I'm only this far, just on the leg. I need to do I think 2 more repeats maybe, or like maybe 1 whole set of repeats of this. So we'll see. This yarn is being housed in my Nerdbirdmakery bag. Oh my god, I'm so happy. This is the maker bag, and it has tons of representation. I love it. Oh, I guess I do have 1 finished object. I have 1 washcloth in, you know, whatever they call them, peaches and cream, or whatever the dishcloth yarn is, right? I have 1 of these done. I have another one on the needles, and then I gotta actually start weaving in the ends for those, because this is normally on projects I do weave in ends. I don't consider them complete unless I've woven in the ends, and for washcloths I've just been finish, toss them off, I'm done, because it won't take that long to weave in 2 ends. The next work in progress that I am working on that I am super excited about is my Hogwarts A History sweater for Jeanne. So I have finally separated for the sleeves. So I have the sleeves each on stitch holders. This is the front. I have the snitch and the hoop. She wanted me to add all of these little whites for the stars, and then the Deathly Hallows symbol. And the yarn is Sun Valley Fibers, and as you can see, it is a tonal yarn. It is not completely even. This stripe actually, I believe, is getting towards the end of the first ball. So I would say, like, starting here-ish, I started alternating skeins. I felt like it was pointless to alternate skeins in here. Like, it wouldn't even matter. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But here I started alternating skeins soon after, like right when I separated for the sleeves. So I think it's like you finish the color work, then you do like 2 or 3 rounds, and then you separate for the sleeves. So right after that is when I started alternating skeins. And I am pretty sure this is from the original skein. When I did my swatch, the yarn did bleed this red, this maroon. It's looking way more brown in the camera than it is. It's much more of like a rich Gryffindor red. But so it does bleed. So my hope is when I block it, I'm gonna block that bottom part first so that any bleeding that occurs stays there. And then hopefully like that'll even out the tones. And then I did buy color catchers for the top because it would be a tragedy if the other colors bleed into the white. But getting there. So it said knit 13 inches. I would say I am, actually I can check using Hunter Hammersen's book because in the back cover she has needle checks and inches. So yep, I am 6 inches. So about 7 more of just knit, 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 and I'm cool with that. And then of course the sleeves. So I have finished 1 whole skein of the maroon and I am on the second one. Jeanne did buy 4 just in case. I've never knit a full sweater before, so I honestly don't know if someone of her size will need 4 skeins, but we really didn't want to have too little yarn, of course. And that is living in my Clever Hound Creations cat bag. I use this all the time, so I'm sure you guys see it all the time. The next thing is my woefully still overdue test knit for Kalina Knits, otherwise known as Juliet Carino. I'll put her full name down. So this is where I'm at. Again, I feel like it's so bright and washed out right now. But I still have plenty. I think I have 2 full repeats of this pattern left. And so that's probably like this much and then this much. It's like maybe 6 to 8 inches left, and then I can start the brioche, and then I'll be done. So I have this much of the second ball of yarn left. I haven't weighted. I don't really feel like I need to. I'll weigh it later. I recently started a new cast on because, I mean, you know, it's December, so there is holiday knitting to be done. And my brother's girlfriend, my mom has, so in the summer, my mom wanted me to knit her a shawl. And so I knit it for her, but it wasn't first, I talked about this on the podcast at the time that it happened. I got the wrong pattern. Like, she sent me the wrong pattern by accident. Like, I don't know if the link was just weird or what happened, but whatever she sent me was not what she was asking for. And so what I made her wasn't really what she was thinking of. And so instead of using it as a shawl, that was knit with Lion Brand homespun. It's like fluffy and thick. She uses it as more of a lap blanket, and she has made several comments that my brother's girlfriend loves it and thinks it's really soft and is always using it whenever she's over as a little lap blanket. And like my brother's girlfriend is just like a tiny little thing, so she's probably always cold. And so I asked my brother like what her favorite color was, and he told me light pink. And Lion Brand homespun like does not do light pink. They use some light pink in a like gradient sort of ball of their homespun, but like that has like gray and white in it, and I didn't like it. I don't like those specific shades together in Lion Brand colors. So I ordered on Black Friday several skeins of Bernat Pipsqueak, and it like in the ball it kind of looks like terry cloth, but it's not rough like terry cloth. It's actually very, very soft, and when you knit it up, it gets even softer. Like, it feels like, I like don't know how to describe it. It kind of feels like a robe that wasn't terry cloth, like not fleece exactly, but like kind of in between. Like maybe it's like the fluffy bits of a robe. And my only complaint with it is that it is not heavy, and I can't figure out how to make it heavy. But with putting a bunch of balls together, even if it's light, like it's soft and it's like nice to wear. I'm just knitting garter. This does not look anything like garter. I'm using size 19 needles, which might be too big, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I really don't think that anyone is going to be as picky as me. You know, like, I don't know, like I have a vision in my head, and if it's not the way I think it is going to be, then I'm annoyed. But yeah, it is longer than the needle. I don't even know how long the needle is, but so this is 1.5, less than 1.5, 1 1/4 balls. And so I'm just gonna, I think I have, yeah, I bought 4 balls, and so we'll just see how big it makes it, and I'm sure it will be fine. If she wants something different, then she can ask for it next time. Another work in progress that I've been working on for like literally years, and I showed it once before recently, is my mermaid shawl. It is a gradient, so we're finally getting into like a green. And I have this much left. I think it ends in a blue. And so I've been working on this for a couple years, and I really need to keep working on it so I can actually wear it. I don't think I'll wear it as a shawl. I'm sure I'll just wear it as a scarf. I have knit several like crescent and asymmetrical shawls, and I think the kind of shawls that I actually like are more really long rectangular ones that I can wear as like a stole or like a really long scarf. Those seem to be the ones that are my favorite. I do like the ones that I can wear kind of like as a bandana, but I think with like my neck and face shape, they make me look pudgier maybe. So I'm excited that I'm going to be able to wear this one like that. All right, I literally have like 2 minutes left. So I participated in a sock swap this year. They said that like 600 people signed up, and they tried to partner people up based upon interests. And what was really cool is that like you got someone and someone got you. Like the person who sent stuff to me is not the person I sent stuff to. Oh, Courtney's here. So I got my sock swap items from my person, and so I basically said like I like self-striping yarns, and you know, that's about it, because I don't really care, you know, like I like all kinds of yarn. And so I'm actually so happy with what I got. She ended up sending me this, and I think this is so cool, like showing like a sample basically of what the striping looks like. This is by Fibre. I wonder if it is Fiberly or Fiberlia, but it's in French and English, so they might be from Canada or from France. But yeah, this is a super cool self-striping yarn that I am like cannot wait to knit up, because these are colors I would not necessarily look at myself, especially like I feel like if you put a picture of this online, you wouldn't necessarily see the vibrancy of the colors. So yeah, I'm super happy about this. I'm excited to knit this up. And then she also sent me a Bunny and Toot clay charm. Let me know in the comments if you think you know what this is. It kind of looks like a ravioli with basil, or lasagna. It could be like a Pop-Tart with jam. I don't know. It doesn't say on here what it is. So if you know what it is, let me know. And then a box of tea. So that was pretty cool. I was really dumb, I think, and I didn't take a picture of what I sent my person. So I sent my recipient, she said she likes all things purple. So I ordered a skein of When Doves Cry from the Three Irish Girls yarn, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous purple. She said she was new to sock knitting, but she was an intermediate knitter, like she'd knit sweaters and stuff before. So I sent her 2 of my go-to patterns. They just happened to be free. I was going to send her, if they cost money, I was just going to buy the pattern and send them to her, but they're both free, and I've shown the pattern multiple times on this podcast. One of them is with the slip stitches, and the other one is well, so one of them is the Twizzler, and the other one is, I can't remember. I'll put it on the bottom. But they are my go-to. So like, and they're not difficult, and so I sent them, and I hope that she enjoys them. I also included one of the mug charms with the little gingerbread house printed on it from Simply Serving, and I included one of the Ravelry, I support Ravelry pins. Oh, and a project bag from Fate's Thread, and it was purple, and it had a cactus on it, and like she seems to really like those like kind of sassy sayings on things, and so it was a really cute bag with a really cute like irritated, or no, it was smiling little cactus, and it said, "Don't be a prick." Yeah, so I thought that was funny and cute. Speaking of things that I have acquired, I acquired this little adorable little mohair from the shop is La Serena Teja, and this stands for I Knit, and I don't really talk about it that much on the podcast, but I am Mexican. My grandpa is from Mexico, and I really love little Mexican culture things, and this knitting mohair is the best, most adorable, best ever. And she sent me this sticker because I keep buying stuff from her. Like I buy keychains and all kinds of cute little things from her because I love all of her stuff. She's just one lady who does polymer stuff, and one of the things that I am doing for Vlogmas is opening a yarn advent calendar. So behind me are the current mini skeins that I have opened so far. So I only bought a set of 12. I did not buy a full 24 days. I considered buying the second 24 or second 12 to make a full 24. These are all Brazen Stitchery yarns, but I didn't realize that there are like 24 stripe or 12 stripe advent yarns, and I thought that was super cool too. So I ordered a dyed-to-order, I don't know if I'll get it before Christmas, but self-striping yarn with 12 stripes. So if I get it in time, or if I get it before Christmas, I will do that. I will knit, you know, a stripe a day, and I think that would be a cool other half instead of opening more mini skeins. So I would say this one, which is Gem and the Holograms. This one, which is Taco Tuesday. And this one, Clone Club, are my favorites. It's really hard though because they're all really, really good. Oh yeah, I also bought this backpack with all the animal hair on it. I could not help myself, I had to. So it is a pretty big backpack. All right, so I'm gonna go through really quick on some other acquisitions that I got. So the first thing I want to talk about is this adorable pin I got from Black Pearl Magic. I make this shit by hand. I don't normally like go out for like cheeky sayings, you know, like they remind me of like Happy Bunny or whatever from when I was a teenager. But I really think this pin is adorable, and it came with a cute little sticker. Love it. I also have this yarn, which is I'll Be There For You Woolly Sport, 100% Peruvian Highland wool. I'll Be There For You. This is like the orange shade of the couch on Friends. And that's Mockingbird Fiber Company. I got my mini skeins from Little Skein and Valley. These are the Rhinebeck colors, and these are like gorgeous, gorgeous fall colors, and I could not get the mini skeins. And lastly, I got 2 skeins from Stevenbe. It's an exclusive by Nicole Frost of Frost Yarn. So this is actually Eggplant. It is a purple, but it doesn't really look purple. These are just little teeny spots, little spots. Like in the samples, it'd be like, you know, dark, 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 and then just like one little stitch every so often of a color, and it looks amazing. And so I got 2 skeins of that, and that was like all I could get. I think I got like the last 2 skeins of this color, and a lot of them were already sold out by the time I got them. So I'm so glad I got them. I love them. So for the rest of the year, I am going to be working on a combination of holiday knits and selfish knits. Like, I don't really have a plan. I'm just sort of like going through and getting, you know, what I can get done. And I'm going to be working on Vlogmas, so be sure to check that out if you want. I try to keep my videos between, you know, 13 and 25 minutes, depending on what's happening. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave your comments below. I also started a Ravelry group, and I have a few discussions in there, and a few people have started commenting and going in there as well, and I'd love you to say hi. So I really appreciate all interactions, and if you like and subscribe, that is wonderful. Thank you. My last video did get like a new milestone, 200 likes, which was really exciting. Yeah, so if I don't see you before the holidays, I hope you have a wonderful time. If you don't celebrate, great. I hope you are able to stay warm and enjoy the weather wherever you are. And I guess if you're in a warm climate, stay cool. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.